So I've chosen 3 books off the pile, the first 9 books that I had. Waking Raphael, I think, was the lowest rated book that I had pulled off my shelf. Not the lowest rate. Anyway, I think I have another one that's lower rated than this one, but I may have already unhauled it. This may have 2 timelines. One in history in Italy and one in 1993 in Italy. Fascinating. So in history, there's a woman who is running from a pack of wild dogs that are hunting with men. I don't know why. And she's running away from them. But she tried to hide the scent of a wolf who had seen better days. In current times, the woman works with restoring art. Okay. If a book in the first chapter makes me want to look up art, so far so good. Well, this woman is on lunch break. She goes for a walk and she sees something. And she's thinking, there's no way I saw that. There's no way. She goes to this man and he says, it's impossible for you to have seen that at this particular time today. And then starts talking about mathematical theories and the Galilean transformation. What's not to like? Why is this so lowly rated? Rated so low? I don't know, but I'm intrigued. So keeping. Also, Germs Gone Wild. I keep forgetting that this book is about something that happened right here, just down the road from us, and the citizens stopped it. Thank you. Otherwise, we would have our own Wuhan lab. Okay, I didn't even finish the first chapter. I got to page 2. This Homeland Security controlled facility and its Pandoric tinkerings with a yet to be specified, they wouldn't even tell the citizens what we're going to be in this lab, wait for it, of incurable pathogens. Keeping, I'm going to read this sooner rather than later. Are you kidding me? Well done, Pulaski County. Apologize. This one's getting unhauled. This woman in here named her 2 boys after dogs. Why would you do that? And apparently, during the baptism of her baby, the priest was telling the woman, I'm not doing it. You cannot name the baby after a dog breed. And she cussed at the priest. But that's rude. You don't do that. So I flipped through the pages and found some cussing. So this one's getting unhauled. The River Wife by Jonas Agee. Porn, Christ as a cuss, cussing, I think, if I'm not getting it confused with this other book that's in my lap. I read the reviews because I wasn't enjoying the writing. I wasn't enjoying the story at all. I believe it takes place in the 1930s. This 17-year-old girl marries this guy. Supposedly he's wealthy, but she's living in a shack in a on very bad land. Like she said, like, this isn't a good area. No, it's not a good area. So he would buy her things. It just didn't add up. So I went online on Goodreads. It was lowly rated. And one of the reviewers had said that something horrific happens to a baby. There were a lot of stillbirths or miscarriages, and You know what? I just don't want to read that. I just not interested, especially since I wasn't enjoying the way that it was written. I think it was supposed to be very atmospheric, but I just didn't get that far into it, and it was all very vague. I really hate that. I'm not reading. Am I reading a mystery? It's just supposed to be fiction. Anyway, so that will be an unhaul. Oh, this one. Okay, so I don't remember if this one had cussing or not. This one definitely had cussing. It had Christ's name in vain. It had the F-bomb. And it supposedly takes place in 1879. And the main character is sleeping with a prostitute who he doesn't always pay. He gambles, he drinks, smokes, swears, sleeps around, you name it, he does it. I stopped reading it because guess what? I don't care. I'll be back with more books. All right, still purging books that are 3.5 or less on my Goodreads TBR. I have had these books for a very long time and I'm a little behind, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to remember. A lot of them I'm DNFing because of the cussing. The photograph is actually about a man who finds a photograph of his wife holding hands with a man, and no one else but the photographer would have been able to see it, and obviously the person viewing it. There was a note attached with the photograph, and so this man thinks his wife had an affair. So that's one thing, but he's making an assumption, and the cussing in here, I can't be bothered. Moving on. Okay, so The Fall of Frost is apparently about the poet, Robert Frost, but again, the cussing and using God's name in vain, redundantly, in 2 to 3 pages is ridiculous, and so apparently Frost turns into a curmudgeon, and writers, you just don't need to. The Porcelain Dove. I don't remember why I was DNFing this one. Other than I just didn't care. And the French, it's not in French, but the word, the names. I don't remember. I don't even remember. I don't remember and I don't care. The Poe Shadow. Okay, so the lawyer, this takes place when Edgar Allan Poe dies, and a note that this lawyer wrote to Poe has got him involved in a court case regarding Edgar Allan Poe. And there's a romance in it. He was supposedly supposed to propose to a girl he grew up with on the same day that his parents had become engaged or something, but I don't know, I don't care. I'm sorry. The writing, it wasn't good enough to interest me. The Painter. Okay, this one was weird. It has something to do with a woman who is a painter, or has something to do with a painter, but her family is supposedly elite and they came from somewhere, but there are 2 different timelines in here. So it's also about a painter who goes bankrupt and he tries to escape his creditors, so he stows away on a boat, and he's so privileged he tells the captain, well, if you don't want me to stay on your ship, turn around and take me back. And of course the captain is like, that can't be done because we're taking the tide out. So guess what? You're going to pay for what you did. Apparently he drank the best of the wine or something. But that storyline is more interesting than the modern storyline. Again, if I don't care, I don't care. Okay, this one. I want to keep this book and read this book because it's nonfiction and it's about the corruption of alphabet soup government agencies, two things. The cussing, which military's gonna do, and the time period. When I was a child, I hated the 1960s and 70s. As an adult, I hate the 1960s and 70s. I don't know what to do with this book. I want to read it because of the facts. I want to know. So I don't know about this one. Normally I would say, when in doubt, toss it out. That's my motto, normally. I think I have 2 or 3 more books that I need to go through. This Purge is amazing. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have finished the low-rated book Purge. I had 2 books left. Ex Libris by Ross King. This starts out with a man who is a bookman, and he has received a very secretive letter from someone who has most likely lost their money, their estate. But he, after some investigation, has realized that the seal of the letter was resealed. And it was a couple of days late. And he had to, or his servant had to pay, his worker, wasn't his servant, his worker, whatever, had to pay for the letter. So that's where I'm at. And I wanted to keep reading, so I'm keeping this one. This one, however, I will not be keeping, and I'm very sad about it. But honestly, it's the very beginning of it is modern times. It's a guy who is very vain, and the girl, apparently, I guess his girlfriend, I don't know, is very vain. And I just don't have time to read about vapid people and their Ducatis, although I wouldn't mind riding the Ducati. I just don't... It's like reading fluff, and I don't read fluff anymore, and I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. And I don't care enough to continue. However, if you are interested in the Catholic Church, I do think that this contains part of that. So I have heard that there is a connection between, or that this is similar to the Da Vinci Code. I don't know. I don't care. So I'm unhauling it. Okay, so huzzah. So thank you very much for coming along the ride with me, and hang on. There's going to be another video very soon, because lots of plans for 2023. Thanks. Bye.